made us part of his only Son, to develop the world and our natures by his Son's uncreated life. But he foreknew we would choose first to do it for ourselves, by our own created life, and that he in his Son would have to bear the results. Only in this way could he justly remake us and our world in a parallel universe outside time, so that we are really free to choose inside time between his creation and ours. In the year 58, Paul, a follower of the Creator's Son, wrote that this man is the express image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in him all things were created. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, making peace by the blood of his cross, which he continues to bear each time we today kill or are angry or deceive or hate. The purpose then of our lives is to let our Maker's Son fill and subdue the world through us, with the loving care of a son for something his Father has made. You can see in this diagram that the vital connection between his Son's spirit within us and our psychological life is the will. If we believe that our Maker's Son is within us, then we'll endeavour to know what he wishes to do through us. And this conscience will constrain our wills to fulfill that intuition. So the will is the pivot point that is only really free when it acquiesces in our Creator's planned purpose for our lives. He has made it clear, through his readiness to suffer the worst we can do to him in his Son, that he wants to preserve our free will, yet loves us too much to let us throw our lives away. So, in a real sense, he alone has shown that he can be trusted with our wills. As a result, our will is at ease when it submits to the one significant other in the universe. Otherwise, our wills lose their balance and freedom and become either over-assertive or passive. As we begin to believe that the Son of our Creator is in us and that we are part of him, our hands and minds are intended to do what his loving Son plans. So they need to be guided by a will that submits enthusiastically to the one in whom it was made. Conscience, then, is our gyro compass, as it always urges us to the highest that we know, and, if we are willing, can lift us higher than our impaired minds may understand. But as we exercise our minds to understand the intuitions that our Maker's Son expresses, so our consciences urge us to exercise our wills in harmony with our Maker's wishes. So, cleaning up the excretions of a drunkard on a beautiful carpet receives the same "well done, good and faithful servant" as Handel when he completes the Hallelujah chorus. Our Maker sees the same loving care for his creation and recognizes the touch of his Son. We're here on this planet to let our Maker's Son develop the world through us, so that we can experience what he is really like. This diagram shows how our wills would submit to our consciences and be able to direct our minds, as shown by the green arrows, to understand the intuitions that we receive from our communion with our Maker. But instead, we, of course, have rejected the reality of a Creator who is our loving Father, and have developed wills that passively submit to our need for security, or compulsively assert the significance that only the one significant other in the universe can really give us. Thus, the will becomes enslaved to either people or things, and we become dominated by one or the other. This kind of living is a parody of the dignified, restrained, and tranquil life we have been made for. So let us now begin to understand the life that is lived in reality.